Today we're going to be talking about what it really takes to lose body fat, all right? So when you're wanting to get your weight down, when you're wanting to really take control and take charge of your health, what are the things that could possibly derail us is our environment, all right? So that's what I want to be talking about with you guys today. What it really takes to eat well. And it's one of those things that is unassuming, but it's so and so important because, with what you surround yourself with and where you are in your space, in your inner circle, and all of that really does make a huge difference to the decisions that you make every day. So today I want to talk to you about that because when I'm thinking about all the different things that I have in my environment, it really does play a huge, it really is a big draw card in order to keep myself on track daily. Okay, so it is about the environment. So I want to tell you a story. I took my niece to the supermarket. I was with my sister-in-law, and we were cruising around the supermarket, picking up some things real quick. I mean, we literally hadn't even planned on going into the supermarket. And then we thought, no, we need to pop in and get some things. But then I took a look at my niece. She's 2, and she's already beelining it for the supermarket before we even realized that we needed to actually go there. And I'm thinking, oh, that's awesome. Mia wants to go to the supermarket. That's great. But then I realized that she knows where all the treats are. And what's interesting is that in supermarkets, they're all at eye level for her. I think they actually do this on purpose to make it eye level for 2-year-olds, so I don't think I know. And so as we start to walk through, because she doesn't want to be in her stroller, she wants to walk now, she goes and picks up a Kinder Surprise. And she loves Kinder Surprises because of the toys inside. But there is a whole basket of Kinder Surprises all at her eye level. And I'm thinking, how do I explain to this child that she can't have a Kinder Surprise when clearly she can, because she can reach them and there's a whole freaking bucket of them? And so one of the things I realized is that every time Nicole, who was my sister, has to say no, that's another thing that she's got to say no to Mia. And so all day when Mia is asking for things to eat, she's 2. She's going to be asking for the things that she wants to eat. Like, for example, if she opens up her freezer to get something out to make for her, and Mia sees ice cream in there, then she's going to ask for the ice cream, and then Nicole's got to say no. If she opens up the fridge and there are chocolate, and there's chocolate in there, or if there's something in there that is not ideal for lunch, then she's going to ask for it and Nicole's going to have to say no. Then when she goes to the supermarket and she's got surprise eggs in her hand, she's going to have to say no. So, even when we think about it in terms of having little kids with us, especially if you're a parent, and the amount of times that you have to say no to the things they eat, think of all the opportunities that you have to say no to yourself. All right, your environment is so important, so that you eliminate those opportunities, because when you do that, you will be much more likely to stick with what you know that you should be doing. Because let's be honest, with the amount of decisions that we have to make a day, at some point or another, especially when you get towards the end of the day, you're really just going to be sick of saying no and sick of making decisions. And so chances then are that you'll take the easy route. Okay, so what it really takes to lose weight and eat well, what it really does take is making sure that your environment is conducive for success in that area. So let me introduce myself quickly. If you haven't joined us on Periscope for the first time, my name's Taryn Thompson. I'm your virtual health coach. I've been on my own health journey. I've lost 28 kilos, and so for the last 6 years, I've really made it my mission to help people achieve their ideal body, and I've chosen to specialize in 2 areas, and they are health coaching, because helping you move through your stuff is really what I'm good at and extremely passionate about, and I know that you really need someone in your corner. The second one is on hormone health, because understanding your hormones and knowing that hormones really are responsible for whether your body is laying fat stores down or whether it's burning fat, it really is key to understand that that's a hormone issue. All right, so that's a little bit about me. Welcome to those of you who are joining us for the first time and those of you who are listening to the replay. I do these Periscopes Monday to Thursday at 8 a.m. in New Zealand time, but the replay is available for 24 hours. So what I want to do today is I want to give you some strategies to be able to put in place to make sure that your environment is really conducive to your success. So the first one is eat from a meal plan, all right? Especially if taking charge of your health is something that is quite new for you, or perhaps you haven't addressed it in a little while, and so it's just new for you right now. When you have to make decisions every day about what you're going to eat, I mean, think of all the opportunities that you need to eat in a day. If every day that needs to be a fresh decision, look, it's just going to get tiresome. Sometimes I literally would get to the end of my day and I would be like, seriously, dinner again? It's like dinner's going to come every evening at about the same time, and it's going to be another decision that has to be made. Now, I'm a mum, and my kid is almost 1, and so since he started eating solids, you know, he's someone else that I have to think about in terms of what he's going to eat. So I've got to think about what I've got to eat. I've got to think about what he's got to eat. That's twice the amount of decisions that I've got to make. And so I've got to take care of that by using a meal plan. So I recommend that you use one too. And even if you're just topping it up and refreshing it every few days, keep one on the fridge, like a whiteboard that you can rub out. You can get those easily from the $2 shops. Super, super handy. All right, keep junk food out. Look, during the week, it is just, you know, it's got to be out. If you open the freezer and if you open the pantry and you see foods in there that you know are not ideal for you to be snacking on or having a bit of through the week, and even so to a degree on the weekend, look, then just keep them out of the pantry, keep them out of the house, right? Make them real difficult. Make it really difficult for you to be able to get those things, all right? Because here's the thing. Most of the time, you will be able to keep your decision-making in that area under control, and that's fair. But here and there, maybe 2 nights a week, maybe 3, you might come home from work late, okay? You might come home from work unexpectedly late and hungry. And so because you didn't have food with you and you came in and walked in the door hungry and you can smell that dinner is cooking, but it's not quite ready yet, look, you might just be tempted to just eat something that you know you shouldn't. Okay, so just keep the environment junk-free. Don't be hungry at the supermarket, all right? Don't go to the supermarket hungry. Look, it's a key strategy of mine to just avoid that completely, because when I do go to the supermarket hungry, I'm always ending up getting things that, you know, I could go in for some toilet paper and come out with a basket full of stuff that I never intended to get. All right, so A, you end up spending too much on food, and B, you just end up getting things that are low nutrition and high calorie. And that's not ideal either. So don't go to the supermarket hungry. Another thing that I do is keep shake ingredients in the freezer ready to go for those opportunities where I am on the go, or I've got to go out. I've got to go out, see a client, and or I'm in between them, or I've got meetings back to back. I always keep ingredients in the freezer for shakes just in case. Okay, so in our house we always have coconut water, coconut milk or coconut cream, bananas in the freezer, and berries, all right, and a bag of spinach. We always have those things in our freezer. Sometimes we'll run out of spinach, but very, very seldomly, all right, but we always have those other 4 things in our pantry and in our freezer for just in case we need to make a shake. We don't want to hamstring ourselves and be hungry. All right. Make the fridge door a vision board. Look, this is a really, really good one. On your fridge, it's something that you go to multiple times a day. Look, when you wake up in the morning, it may be the first thing that you go to when you wake up. But I know for sure that it is going to be the first 1 to 2 things you do when you walk in the door at the end of the day. So if you're going to be, with the amount of opportunities, the amount of times it is that you are going to your fridge or opening up the pantry, create a vision board with post-it notes that remind you of your goals, or pictures that remind you of your goals, or pictures that remind you of why it is that you're doing this in the first place, because then it really is going to subconsciously be reminding you every time you open it up what not to be reaching for, but also what it is that you're doing it for. All right, your car. Look, when I used to work from an office full-time, I always kept gym clothes in the car. Okay, I always kept gym clothes in the car for just in case. So if it wasn't a planned workout day, or if I had booked meetings right over and I was waiting until the very end of the day to train. Look, when training was a really, really high priority of mine, it wasn't always scheduled in, but I always knew it was going to happen. And so I kept my gym clothes in the boot of my car, always a spare set for just in case I could get a training session in, right? And then as my routine is now, it's a little bit different, because every morning, straight after I do my periscope, I just get my gym gear on and I go straight to the gym while my child is asleep. Okay, so that's a different story now, but having your gym gear in the car really does make a huge difference. Also, my car is like half pantry, half locker room, because there's always food in my car. There's snacks in my glove box, snacks in the baby bag. I keep pre-prepared shakes for just in case, which are like a meal replacement shake. If you want to know which ones I use, no worries, just send me a message on Facebook. But those are the best ways, because then I don't get caught out when I have to be eating on the run. The next one is to schedule your workouts like a meeting. All right, schedule them. Schedule meal prep and workouts like a meeting, because if it's going to creep in as a last minute thing you have to do, then chances are is that something else is going to take priority. All right, something else is going to take priority. So schedule them in like a meeting so that you know that it has to happen and you don't book things over those meetings. All right. The last one that I'm going to suggest is, second to last one that I'm going to suggest is, move your catch-ups with your friends to parks or go for walks. This is a real key one. When I catch up with my friends now, most often we are going to either, or sometimes we go to nice cafes, like ones that have got awesome food in it. Like one we go to is called the No Grainer. You heard me right, it's called the No Grainer, where they do turmeric lattes, and sounds gross, but it's actually delicious. And they make cool things with no grains in them. And so sometimes we like to go and try places like that. One of my best friends, she owns Raglan Coconut Yogurt, and so she's always looking for places that are really health friendly, and so we meet there. But sometimes we also go for walks, and so I'd say about 60% of the time we're walking. All right, so when I catch up with my friends, we are walking. It's the best way to gas bag and catch up, is to be walking and talking at the same time. So move your catch-ups to walks instead of just over food all the time, or do both. The last one is turn your family and friends into your coaches. Okay? Turn your family and friends into your coaches. So how do you do this? First of all, tell them what you're doing. Look, a lot of the time people say to me, I'm not going to tell anyone until I start getting results. Yeah, maybe that's a little bit to do with a lack of self-belief, but look, your family and your friends, when you let them know what you're doing, it makes it real for you, as well as them being able to support you. Some of them may be really supportive, some of them may be not so much, but when you go out of your way to tell them what it is that you're doing and why, okay, that's the key. What you're doing and why, then they will support you, all right? 9 times out of 10, they're going to support you. One of my really good friends and clients, she keeps a Facebook page. It's an excellent page, and she started it really, really nervously, but she thought it would be a great way to keep herself accountable. And so she asked her family and friends to support her on her journey, and she's inspiring them all over the place. But at the same time, they are also posting excellent feedback and excellent suggestions for her and also for others on the page. And so it's really become an environment where they are all coaching and self-coaching, right? It's super, it's amazing for for the whole saying that goes, success breeds success. Okay, so those are my top tips. Environment really does make a huge difference as to whether it is conducive for your success, or whether it's going to be another environment where you need to be making a lot of decisions that, look, at the end of the day, can sometimes, and in most cases, be lesser priority than the things that are taking high priority to do with work or kids or whatever else it is that is going on in your life. So that's the message for today, guys. I'm going to end it there. I am going to ask you a favor. When you see these Periscopes come up and you're listening to them and you're getting real value from them, please share them. All right. My strategy is to get to 250 followers so that I can start to implement Free Coaching Friday. All right. Now, I know that this message of health is one that really needs to get out there. And look, if you're getting really good value from them, then the way that you can share them is by swiping up or swiping to the right of your screen. And when you do that, it will give you the option to share to your other Periscope followers, or you can select the option to share on your Facebook page. So I want to thank you in advance for doing that and for supporting. And also thanks for the hearts. By tapping on the screen, guys, it shows your appreciation for the content. A way that you can get in touch with me is through my website, which is generationhealth.co.nz. That's www.generationhealth.co.nz. If you ever have any questions, then just hit the contact us and I'll be in touch with you within the next 24 to 48 hours. All right, that's it for today. See you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. if you are in New Zealand time, and look forward to it. Have a great day.